City of Stevens Point Common Council meeting, recorded January 20th, 2020.
We will call the regular Common Council meeting of the City of Stevens Point to order. Clerk, could we get a roll call, please?
Jennings.
Here.
Shore.
Here.
Nabel.
Here.
Zarazua.
Here.
Johnson.
Here.
Slowinski. Here. Kneebone is excused. Dugan.
Here.
Dalton.
Here.
Fischler.
Here.
Morrow. Here. 10 President.
And President, we do have a quorum. We also want to extend our thoughts to Alder Kneebone, who had some surgery. She's recovering well. She'll be back with us in no time. If you would, please join me in our salute to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
That's right, I got it.
I will forego our opening remarks today. We had a presentation, but I don't see her yet.
Animals.
So we'll play it by ear. Item number 3 is persons who wish to address the mayor and council on a specific agenda item other than a public hearing should register their request at this time. Those who wish to address the common council during a public hearing are not required to identify themselves until the public hearing is declared open by myself. Is there anyone who wishes to speak on any agenda item or even the non-agenda item that hasn't filled out one of these white sheets? Okay. Then we will move on to that item, and that is persons who wish to address the mayor and council for up to 3 minutes regarding a non-agenda item. We have Alderperson Kathy Dugan giving us an update from the library board. As you know, she is the liaison. Alder Dugan.
Thank you. Yes, I have a couple of items that the library director, Larry Olatot, asked me to present to you. He also gave you the handout on the quick glance statistics for 2019 in the Portage County Public Library. Pretty good statistics. Here is what the director would like you to know. Number 1, started digitizing Stevens Point High School yearbooks to make them available on the Recollection Wisconsin website. I think I told you about that last time, but I didn't include Recollection Wisconsin website. So if you want to see yourself in your yearbook, go to that website. No. Also, the library is coming to the end of a capital improvement project to install new self-check equipment at Stevens Point. It will be installed in February. We thought it would be here in January, and it wasn't ready. That doesn't mean that everyone has to use that. They can still go to the desk, they can still talk to real people and check their books out that way, or in or out. And then another item the director wanted you to know about was that Portage County Public Library has added bilingual story times at their Plover, Roshold, and Almond branches. That's something new to me. And the director says checkouts continue to stay steady, topping 470,000 the last 4 years. Overall library usage is strong. And that's it.
Okay. Great, thank you very much. With that, the agenda for the non-agenda item is exhausted, and just in the nick of time, we have with us for our presentation this evening, Kathy Johnson, who is one of the owners of Sunset Point Winery, and also board member on the Stevens Point Alliance, doing businesses downtown Point. And we've asked them to come and give us an update. Lots of new things have been happening downtown, including the potential creation of that business improvement district. So Kathy, if you could come to the lectern up here. Yeah, we're going to put you on the spot in front of everybody.
Yes, you are. You couldn't let me catch my breath. No, they never let you do that. No.
What fun would that be? You're out of breath from all the skating you've been doing downtown.
That's it. Exactly. So,
He said I was asked here to give you a presentation kind of what the Downtown Point Alliance has been doing and what we hope to do in the future. So, my name is Kathy Johnson, and I'm here to represent the Downtown Point Alliance. But first, I want to give you a little brief history on me, just to give you an idea of who I am and what my background is, to let you know why I want to move forward and what my passion is with downtown. So, I've been married 43 years this coming April. I am not a lifetime member of this community at all. I moved here less than 3 years ago, in May of 2017. However, my husband Gary moved up here 2.5 years earlier to work on the winery. While I continued to work as a Postal Service letter carrier back in Racine County, till I turned 60 and I could retire. And then the plan was to come up and run a winery. Prior to working for the Postal Service, I had 20 years of retail management for some very large garden centers. And my husband managed a True Value hardware center for 25 years. Our daughter Kelly, however, is a UWSP paper science grad, and she has lived in Stevens Point for almost 25 years and is the proud owner of Sunset Point Winery. And she is also the operations manager of the Beer and Mill. Our other daughter, Carrie, is a graduate of Purdue University, was a flight officer in the Navy, currently lives in Eagle River, and she's one of 13 acquisitionists in the nation for the National Forest Service firefighters. We have 7 grandkids, ages 9 through 18. Living in Sturtevant for 60 years, both my husband and I sat on many different committees over those years. I was a Girl Scout leader for 14 years. I took a troop of 16 girls to Europe for 2.5 weeks. And I also had the largest troop in Racine County to ever get their Gold Award, which, by the way, is equivalent to an Eagle Scout Award. They just don't get as much recognition. I was also a police commissioner, and I sat on the CDA, which is the Community Development Authority, for 24 years. And that is the committee that works with TIDs or TIFs, which, by the way, Sturtevant had one of the most successful TIDs in the state of Wisconsin, which is what I sat on. I also sat on a committee that rewrote our zoning ordinances. I held different officer positions within the letter carrier union for 20+ years. My husband Gary was a property and grounds inspector, public works, planning commission chair, and a trustee for 14 years. Our move to Stevens Point was to run a winery that my daughter and son-in-law thought would be a great retirement job for us. And it has been fun. But in order to have a business in any town, I believe that if you want a say in what's being done, you have to be involved. If you're not involved, you have no say. So, in the first year, I became a board member of the Stevens Point Convention and Visitors Bureau. And I sat on the board of directors for the Stevens Point Alliance. In the past 3 years, I've seen the SPA, or the Stevens Point Alliance, go from 4 or 5 people attending monthly meetings to anywhere now between 20 and 40. We currently have 59 members. We have many new faces and many new businesses downtown, and we're happy to see them. It has been great to see the interest grow. In the past year, though, we went through some dramatic changes due to the resignation of the president a year ago, which also took out the treasurer and the secretary as they were his employees. Not only did this person resign, which left us only 1 officer in place, we had to deal with issues of our website, Facebook, and email accounts. We as a group, however, bounced back quickly. Members stepped up to help out. In the past year, we created a new logo, a new web page, new Facebook page, hired a social media person, put in a dock on the river, and had some very successful events, and the latest, an ice rink. So, the beginning of the new regime. A year ago, beyond the social media issues we had to deal with, we knew we had a lot to deal with. It was kind of crazy the first few months. But we knew we couldn't let the community down, so we had to move forward with important stuff, like let's get a deck on the river to the tune of $18,000. We needed to raise some funds. With that, Rock the Dock was born. We did some funding requests, which we raised almost $8,000, then put on a music-type festival at Piffner Park called Rock the Dock. Weather was not the best that day, so the event broke even, but the dock was still launched by July 4th, and then later the kayak launch was installed. I have been told by rivergoers that the dock was almost full every weekend. Yay to us. That was our goal. I'd like to see more docks. We still have to put up a wayfinder sign, which is to let the people know what businesses are downtown, and then it will also list financial donors as well. Rock the Dock will continue this year with the possibility of a lumberjack demo, and in future years, hopefully a lumberjack competition, bringing some of the history of our city to this event. Also looking at having other types of demos, maybe a wood carving or a dog jumping. Don't know yet, but it's in the works. More food vendors and music all day to make this an all-day event for families to enjoy. Of course, the SPA also puts on 2 parades each year, the 4th of July and the Holiday Parade. This year, each parade had over 65 entrants, plus EMS, city and county vehicles. It's just a nice way to bring our community together just for a few hours of enjoyment, no matter how hot in July or how cold in November it might be. I know that the Holiday Parade has been a sore spot with many as it falls on opening of Deer Weekend. If this is something we need to possibly address and look at changing it, please email us. We'd like to hear your opinions on that. We also this year decided to add grand marshals to the parade. July 4th parade, we had a former resident veteran. His name was Edwin Atkins, and he was a Navy veteran. He enlisted in 1949 and retired in 1988. The Holiday Parade, we had Volker Gallian and Tiffany Kruger, and we got them as grand marshals. They were nominated because of their volunteerism. So we were happy to have grand marshals along with our mayor as part of our parades. Discover Downtown, another event we do. It got stormed out by one of the worst storms that anybody has seen here. So we held it a few weeks later, and we incorporated it with the Dozinski Polish Fest. We had a lot of good reviews and hope to make improvements for this year. So our plans for this year is to do Discover Downtown and then do something also with Dozinski and keep that going. They wanted us to help them because they thought having the added downtown people involved, we could create more interest.
Kathy? Doshinki.
Doshiki, okay. I'm not from here. I said that.
Look at you.
Another event we do is the Wine Walk, a very popular event. We hold that one in August. We have sold out of the 300 plus tickets each year. This was our 3rd annual. We sold out in a record of 3.5 days. This event is the largest fundraiser to date. All the proceeds stay within the SPA, which help with the purchase of the dock, as well as donations that the SPA makes towards the Easter egg hunt, the Children's Museum, Christmas for Children, and several other small donations that we move around downtown. Trick-or-treating downtown brings many families to a very safe environment to trick-or-treat and show off their wonderful costumes. Another event that we've done the last couple of years is the Christmas Crawl. This was its 2nd year, raising enough funds to donate $4,000 to the Children's Museum, Roof Fund, and $500 to Christmas for Children. And of course, the ice rink on the square, which the SPA purchased the walls and liner. Thanks to the mayor, the city did the rest. Despite the negative people in this community, we have not had any pee, puke, or blood on the rink. Only families, kids, adults, and even wedding proposals enjoying the latest addition to downtown. I hope this will be a new tradition and that we can get the city to put lights on the other trees around the square to keep up longer for aesthetic purposes. As Alder and community members, I challenge you to walk through the downtown area. and do it through the eyes of a visitor. What changes do you want? What do you want to see? What are we missing? And I look forward to hearing your feedback on that. This coming year, in addition to all the above, I would like to see an evening farmers market come to the square during the summer months, one night a week, maybe with some musicians and crafts as well. We are looking at moving forward, working with the city to keep traditions alive and come up with other ways to entice people to enjoy our city, but also to help with issues that come up, such as parking, snow removal, changing of ordinances, etc. Whatever we can do to work together. That's what it's all about. We are in the process of looking into the possibility of creating a BID, which is a business improvement district, to help with the funding that is needed to keep all these activities going and to promote our city. As you can see, we are not only busy business owners. You know how many times I said that? Busy business owner? It's very difficult to say fast. Anyway, we're not just busy business owners, but we are busy bringing life to our downtown. We are having a membership drive on February 24th at Sunset Point Winery from 5 to 7. Please join us. Come check us out, talk to the members. And check out our website at downtownpointwi.com. Again, I challenge you all to come walk downtown, look at it through visitors' eyes. What are we missing? What can we bring to our city? What don't we have enough of? What do we have too much of? How can we make the changes to entice people to use our downtown? Thanks. Any questions?
Thank you very much, Kathy. We appreciate
Awesome.
it. Thank you for everything you do, and thank the Stevens Point Alliance for everything they do.
Thanks.
Okay, moving right along. Number 6 on our agenda is the consent agenda. You'll find that on page 3 of your packets, Alders. What are your wishes? President Johnson.
Motion to approve the consent agenda.
Thank you. Seconded by Alderperson Jennings. Discussion. Hearing none, clerk, would you please call the roll?
Morrow. Aye. Fischler. Aye. Dalton.
Aye.
Dugan.
Aye.
Slawinski.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
Zarazua.
Aye.
Nabel.
Aye.
Shore.
Aye.
Jennings.
Aye.
Approved 10-0.
10-0, that is approved. Item number 7 is on page 58 of your packets, Alders, and that is an ordinance amendment regarding Chapter 9, Traffic, and Chapter 8, Public Property, regarding Sections 9.05, Parking, and Section 8.09, regarding public property to reflect the sale of municipal Lot 1. Director Karnowski, did you have anything you wanted to add on the background of this? Okay. Basically, we're changing parking ordinances because the development that we have on the lot behind the old Legion has been sold, so we've shifted some of the parking over. What are your wishes? Alder Morrow.
Move to approve the ordinance amendment to Chapter 9 Trap, public property, Section 9.05 Parking, and Section 8.09.
Thank you, sir. Is there a second? Second by Alderperson Dalton. Discussion. Hearing none, clerk, would you please call that roll?
Jennings.
Aye.
Shore.
Aye.
Nabel.
Aye.
Zarazua.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
Slawinski.
Aye.
Dugan.
Aye.
Dalton.
Aye.
Fischler.
Aye.
Morrow.
Aye.
Approved 10-0.
Approved 10-0. Thank you very much. That is adopted. Item number 8 is on page 59 of your packet, and that is a resolution regarding World Migratory Bird Day. This is something that the city is very proud of, Bird City USA, and we owe a lot of this to Dr. Kent Hall. Dr. Hall, you have you signed up to speak.
I just wanted to thank the council and the mayor for your support through all these many years. This is our 10th year of applying for the World Migratory Bird Day, I should say, for the entire Bird City, Wisconsin application. 9 of those years have been High Flyer Awards. That's the very top award we can get. So I just want to point out that this resolution is required for the application. So it's very, very important, but thank you very much, and hopefully we'll have it again. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. The resolution is before you, Alders. What are your wishes? Alder Nabel.
I move to, I always forget the word, to approve the resolution World Migratory Bird Day.
Thank you. Seconded by Alderperson Dugan. Discussion? Hearing none. Clerk, please call the roll.
Morrow.
Aye.
Fischler.
Aye.
Dalton.
Aye.
Dugan.
Aye.
Slawinski.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
Zarazua.
Aye.
Nabel.
Aye.
Shore.
Aye.
Jennings.
Aye.
That resolution is unanimously approved. We look forward to the High Flyer Award again. Item number 9 on your agenda on page 61 of your packets is a resolution to vacate utility agreement at 1017 3rd Street. President Johnson?
Motion to approve the resolution to vacate utility agreement at 1017 3rd Street.
Thank you. Seconded by Alderperson Morrow. Discussion there? Hearing none. Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Jennings.
Aye.
Shore.
Aye.
Nabel.
Aye.
Zarazua.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
Slawinski.
Aye.
Dugan.
Aye.
Dalton.
Aye.
Fischler.
Aye.
Morrow.
Aye.
10-0 approved.
10-0, that is approved. Item number 10, probably one of the saddest things I've had to do. Clerk Petrusky, would you join me at the lectern? Paul has been serving the citizens of Stevens Point in one way or another for decades. First as a police officer, then a brief stint with the TSA, and most recently, our city clerk. He was appointed to the position by the council and then re-elected in April of this year. He has decided to move on to bigger and better things, and we wish him well in those endeavors. In recognition of that service, I would like to present you with this little token of appreciation. It says, in recognition for your dedicated public service to the city, as city clerk, for the citizens of the city of Stevens Point, the people, I'm sorry, I'm getting this all wrong. Let me try this again. I'm going to start all over. Strike that. In recognition of your dedicated public service as city clerk for the city of Stevens Point, the people of the city of Stevens Point extend their profound appreciation and sincere gratitude to Paul Petrusky. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. I wanted to make this quick, and I ended up writing 4 paragraphs anyway, so please bear with me. First, I would like to thank the mayor and the council for the trust placed in me with my initial appointment as city clerk in October of 2018. 5 weeks prior to a governor's election is not an ideal time to hire a city clerk, and the encouragement and support I received made that time much easier to navigate than I ever could have hoped for. Next, appreciation of the full-time staff of the office, Marissa and Carrie. Thank you for making the office work on a daily basis. Most people really do not know what goes on in the city clerk's office. Election administration is only the most visible activity, but licensing, compilation of agendas and minutes, information sharing, and just the traffic direction done by the staff on a daily basis can be something to behold. Elections are complicated and nerve-wracking events. The more than 160 election officials the city has makes those days happen for the citizens of Stevens Point at our 11 polling sites. Ensuring that every eligible voter has the opportunity to vote and have that vote counted are guided by these individuals, and I am grateful for those who choose to serve in that role. Having experienced recounts and audits of voting results during the last 4 years, I am confident in both the equipment we use and the persons who worked on election days. Finally, and most importantly, thank you to the people of Stevens Point for allowing me to serve as city clerk and as a police officer for 28 years for the city of Stevens Point. Being a public servant has gotten a bad rap over that time. There can be challenges, but I have found the experience personally rewarding. I hope those out there considering serving in public sector choose to do so. Whether as an elected official or staff, your community needs people to step forward and fill these roles so that we continue to build a stronger community for residents to live, work, and play. Thank you.
Thank you once again for your service, Clerk Petrusky, and we wish you the very best in whatever road life is going to take you down in the near future. Thank you. With that, brings us to item number 11, which is consideration of the appointment of the new city clerk. For our recommendation is Carlin Krautkramer to fill the unexpired term of Clerk Petrusky expiring April 30th of 2021. Council, what are your wishes? Alder Shore?
Thank you, Mayor. I move approval of the appointment as city clerk of Carlin Krautkramer to the unexpired term.
Thank you. Seconded by Alder Slawinski. Discussion. President Johnson.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I guess if you could just share with us the process you used in this determination and the number of candidates and just a little background.
Absolutely. We drew straws. It was late at night. No, I'm kidding. We posted the position very shortly after Clerk Petrusky submitted his resignation, reviewed the position, and got it posted. We had 5 applicants, 3 of which we chose to interview. The interview team consisted of myself, HR Manager Lisa Yakush, Clerk Petrusky, and Personnel Chair David Shore, along with Comptroller Treasurer Corey Laddick. We interviewed the 3 candidates, and based on the evaluations from all 5 of us, unanimously chose Mrs. Krautkramer for your consideration. Based on experience, by the way, I had to do a Talking Point TV show with Superintendent Gerlach. He recently found out, and he chastised me appropriately for stealing you from the school district. But she was by far the most qualified, and I think she's going to be a great fit to our team.
Thank you.
Any other comments or questions? By the way, Carlin is in the back with her husband, so if you want to say hi or chat a little bit after the meeting, feel free to do so. There's going to be a little bit of overlap, so she has some on-the-job training while Paul is still here. And she's not going to leave the school district high and dry either, so there's just a short period of overlap in there. But her position will take effect February 1st, should this council approve. Alder Dugan.
I just wanted to put a quick little bit in. I worked at Midstate when Carlin was there, and she had everything in that office in order, along with a couple of others. Anyway, I appreciated that.
All right. So we have a motion and a second to approve Carlin Krautkramer as our city clerk through the unexpired term of Clerk Petrusky ending April 30th of 2021. If you are in favor of the motion, you'll vote yes. If you are opposed, no, and the clerk will call the roll.
Morrow.
Aye.
Fischler.
Aye.
Dalton.
Aye.
Dugan.
Aye.
Slawinski.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
Zarazua.
Aye.
Nabel.
Aye.
Shore.
Aye.
Jennings.
Aye.
Approved 10-0.
10-0, that unanimously approved, and that exhausts our agenda. We are adjourned at 7:29.
A video of this meeting is available for viewing on the city's website, stevenspoint.com/videos.